Manus flat on the canvas. We are ready to rock and roll. Second round of action. There is a cut on Manus.
Yeah. Jesus.
Martial arts chat.
My man B-Hop got dropped out the ring last night. I need a little judo baby. I need me a little judo baby, and let's do it, Ron. Let's give me
You see what filming this? You've got a face for radio.
I've got a face for radio.
That's nice.
Martial arts chat.
Martial arts chat.
Martial arts chat.
Martial arts chat.
Martial Arts Chat podcast is sponsored by A1 Fight Gear. A1 Fight Gear uses the latest cutting-edge boxing gloves for professional and amateur fighters, gym enthusiasts and kickboxers. Local and national gyms in the UK, do yourself a favour and check out a1fightgear.com. And if you're wanting to get into shape, get back into shape, then go to beastgear.co.uk. Use the coupon code MartialArtsChat to save 15% off your purchases. They've got core sliders, straps and barbell pads and complete strength and conditioning programs to suit your needs. We are also sponsored by Feel Supreme. FeelSupreme.co.uk offers CBD oil and natural nutrition. They will assist your progress in diet and lifestyle. Natural supplements and complementary services such as yoga, mind coaching and weight cutting programs. Finally, we are also sponsored by World of Martial Arts Television. WOMA.tv produces, finds, acquires, commissions and presents all you ever wanted to know about martial arts. Hello, my name's Chris Allen and this is the Martial Arts Chat podcast. Today we have a returning guest. It's obviously always honoured to have him on the show. He's one of UK's top names, nearly over 27 fights in MMA. It's Mr. Charlie Leary. Charlie, thank you for coming back on, mate.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me, mate. Thank you.
No, really appreciate it. And I said as soon as we saw your name go up for this London card coming up, as we said before when we spoke, you were aiming to get onto this card. So how does it feel that you were able to get your name on the bit of paper, mate?
Really pleased to get on there. Love fighting in London. Obviously, it's only around the corner really from where I live and stuff like that. So it's nice. Get a lot of people to come and support. So yeah, really pleased to be on the card. And it's a good card. Really good card to be on. So yeah, over the moon.
And what do you think? When I spoke to you as well, you didn't call anyone out, but you mentioned a couple of names like Brazier, and you actually mentioned Wild. I think last time we spoke. How does it feel to have such a good matchup? In my eyes, that's an incredible matchup. It's a fight. It got fight of the night written all over it.
This is it. I think it makes for a really good fight. He's a bit unorthodox. He likes to strike. He comes to fight every time. Do you know what I mean? I think our styles are going to make a really good, really exciting fight. I think the fans are going to enjoy it. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
So I just want to be honest with you. Literally 24 hours ago, I had a chat with Tim Wilde as well about this as well. Oh. And no, obviously there was no smack talk. I'm sure you know that from him. He's not that sort of guy. But he completely agreed. He said this is an incredible fight. And one thing we were discussing was how is this fight no disrespect to people on the main card, but how has this fight not made it onto the main card? A lot of us are thinking. Do you agree with that?
I know. Yes and no. I mean,
I'm not digging. I'm just wondering.
Yeah. No, the thing is, I think my last 3 fights, people have said to me, "How are you not on the main card?" I mean, I fought Paul Redmond in Ireland, and they're like, "How is that not a main card fight?" Yeah. Then obviously I'm fighting Bungard in London. He's just coming off a massive win and stuff like that. They say, "Oh, how's that not on the main card?" It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? No, there's people who obviously sell more tickets or slightly more popular. I don't know. Whatever it is, and I just take it on the chin. Keep winning until I'm on there. Do you know what I mean? If I can keep putting on performances, then I'll be on the main card at some point. So,
well, the main
it's just one of them things.
The main card is not exactly the biggest one. There's only 3 fights on that main card. So
at the moment, I mean, I just see today. I don't know whether you see Charlie Ward's been announced to be fighting on the card.
Okay.
So there's every possibility that he slots in on the main card, doesn't he? So yeah, we'll see. I think they've probably got something up their sleeve. And if not, you never know. Maybe they'll promote us and put us on there and make it a 5-fight main card or something, and me and Tim will get on there. But like I say, I'm trying not to focus on where I am on the card or what I'm doing. I want to focus on getting the wins and just moving myself up the rankings.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you just said the most important thing is that you're on the card and you've got to fight.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly that. Yeah. And listen, it's good for me. People are saying, "Oh, it should be a main card fight." That's great for me. I'd be more worried if we was on the main card and people are going, "Oh, why is that on the main card?" Do you know what I mean?
Of course,
At
yeah.
least we're getting publicity, and it's a fight that people are looking forward to. I don't care where it is on the card. People are looking forward to watching that fight. I think it's going to be a great fight, and it'll be exciting. And whatever happens, I'm looking for the win. And then maybe next time I'll be on the main card. Who knows?
Yeah, this fight has got, as I said, fight of the night all over it. You've both got such great skills in all areas. It's either going to be a slugfest for 3 rounds, or someone's getting an early finish. Obviously, I'll say you're going to get the early finish, Charlie, seeing as you're on the end of the microphone. But no, really, really looking forward to that. As I said, a lot of fight cards now. You think, oh, some of those prelim fights are incredible, you know. So people aren't ignoring the prelims anymore, and people are talking about this, Charlie, for sure. Especially look what Tim's coming off. Yeah, unfortunately he did lose his last fight, but look at the opportunity he had. He had that main headline against Brent Primus, you know.
Event, a massive name, main event against a massive name, and I think that makes it even more interesting because he's coming off of the loss, and it was a bit of a quick listen. If he'd took it 2 rounds or whatever, maybe out the first round and stuff. It was a freak. He got drawn into Primus's game, didn't he? And just got caught with a freak submission that not very many people get today. So it wasn't like he got outclassed. It was just one of these things. Sometimes you get clipped. Sometimes you fall into something. But yeah, I think he's really fighting to try and prove himself now, which makes it an even better fight. You know what I mean? He's not coming to try and grind out a decision or something like that. He's got something to prove, that he deserved that main event slot last time and he deserves next time to be on the main card. So I think that will make for a really good fight. And like I say, I'm going to prove that I'm the better guy and I am the top guy in Europe. So
no, that's it. And that's what I love about your career, you know, always taking the tough fights, you know. But before I speak about that quickly, with Wild though, you see, if Wild won that fight, okay, that he's looking at title contention, okay, against China at the time. So really, you got to think in the positive way. Well, it's all positive, but the way you can take it as well is you're fighting a former title contender. So a win over Wild will shoot you right up that ladder.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was saying it before Wild got signed and we got that fight. There was a lot of talk on the internet, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, who wants to fight me? Who will fight this guy? I'll fight this guy. I'll fight that guy." And if you look over everyone in that division, in the lightweight, not one of them will mention my name because they know it's the toughest fight in the division. And that is why when I posted out there, I said, "Look, you might as well bring Michael Chandler over. You might as well bring one of the Americans over to fight me because I'm the toughest fight for any of these European guys. Let's give me something else." Now, obviously, Wild's taken a fight, which fair play to him. He knows it's going to be a tough fight, and like I say, even if he feels like he can win it, he feels like it's going to be a hard fought win. But once I beat Wild, I feel like I'm at the top of that pile. Do you know what I mean? There's a couple of names that are obviously floating around, but apart from them, there's not many more in the European scene. I think I'll deserve one of the American names, and we'll see. We'll see.
That's it. Is that somewhere you'd like to go then? I think we spoke about that before. Would you like to travel abroad? You know, go to the States and compete over there?
100%. Yeah. I mean, when I first started the sport, God knows how many years ago now, 10, 11 years ago, obviously back then you had to go and fight in America to be a known name or to fight on one of these shows. You had to have got to America. Now, I fought all over the world, but I've never fought in America. And before it comes to an end, I would love to get a chance to actually fight in America, fight on an American card and stuff like that, just to get over there. So yeah, that would be nice. But like I say, I take it as it comes. Whatever happens, whatever they want to do with me, they treat me well, so I'm not complaining. So I'll do what I need to do.
Well, you definitely ask for a lot of the tough fights all the time, and you seem to be getting them, you know, which has got to be so positive in your eyes. Why would you want to move away to anywhere else? You know, happy where you are at Bellator and working your way up the ladder nicely. I personally thought you were going to, if I was going to say anything, I personally thought that they would have given you Brazier before the fight was announced. You know, to me, that was the fight to make. But then when I think the fight with Tim Wild, that's actually a quality fight as well.
Yeah. I think a few people have said that. I think the signing of Soren Back's a big signing. He's ex-champion and stuff like that, 2-weight champion and things, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So I think that almost makes sense for him and Brazier to fight. Obviously, the winner of that and the winner of me and Tim Wilde will make for another a decent fight and a good main card, co-main event sort of fight. And we go from there. So it's I think that's a great signing, though. Soren Back, he's very good level, very good guy.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting fight, you and him, to be fair. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that would be nice. Like I say, me and him both win. Every chance we can do it on the next one, not a problem.
No, that'd be a great fight to see that. I'd love to see you fight Brazier. I can't wait to see you fight Wild, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There's so many, as you said, it's quite a stacked division, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, it's good. So.
And you come off a quality victory as well, after coming off a tough fight against Redmond. You put on a great performance still. You come back and beat someone, who was just coming off, coming off a win, wasn't he, Bungard? If I remember rightly?
He just beat Brazier, didn't he?
That's
he
it,
just
yeah.
dominated in 2 minutes, and then so it was nice to get that win. It was good, a good performance. I was pleased with it. Obviously, didn't get the finish, but he's a tough guy. And again, he's fighting on the card, which will be nice to see him fighting on the London card as well, and him getting back in the win column. So, but yeah, it was a tough win, and I was pleased with the performance, so I can't complain.
No, it was a great performance. I spoke to you backstage afterwards for an interview, and I said you didn't have exactly many marks on you or anything like that. No significant damage. It was just a good, dominant, good positive performance from yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, like I say, everything seemed to go well for me. I think I proved that I've got the grappling. I think I'm maturing every fight, and I'm getting a bit better at believing in my own abilities. Do you know what I mean? I've had a decent ground game. I just never use it. I try and just stand and strike a lot of the time. Where it's mixed martial arts for a reason. Do you know what I mean? I need to be performing like I do in the gym, in front of everyone in a fight. So I feel like I'm starting to turn a corner and actually be able to do that now. So I'm looking forward to showing my improvements again on top of that. So.
Well, that's actually the next question I was going to ask. Like, without giving too much away, sort of thing. Have you had to change too much from your last fight, or are you quite happy with your performance? What were you thinking after your fight?
I mean, I was obviously really happy with the performance. I thought it was a great win against a tough guy. But I do try and make improvements every time. I'm trying to, like I say, if I can perform how I perform in the gym, then I can beat anyone. But that is the case. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are superb in the gym, but don't do it under the light. So it's just trying to perfect my whole round game and put it all together and not break it up. I think a fight against Tim Wilde is probably a really good opportunity for me to do that, and see where it goes. So yeah. Do
you think Wilde actually, as you said, will be someone who will be able to? Will definitely push you to all your different elements of your game, so you can definitely show off everything that you're able to do in this fight.
Exactly. I think Wilde's well-rounded, very well-rounded. You know what I mean? He's good everywhere. He's got good stand-up. He's decent on the ground. His wrestling's okay. He's not like someone else who's just going to try and hold me against the cage or just hold me down on the floor and stuff like that, where you have to dictate and just have to focus on one thing the whole time. Because I like to try and focus on my game and improve myself and implement my game plan on the fight, and then it doesn't matter what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? But with someone like Wilde, it's great because he's so well rounded. It means I'm going to be tested everywhere, which is what I want. So,
and that's what makes it for such a fantastic fight. You're so well matched in all areas, and I don't want to sit here. I need to be neutral, but it's a tough one to call. That's why it's going to be such a great fight to watch, Charlie. And as I said, fight of the night written all over it, and I'm sure you're both going to have just as many fans there. You probably have slightly more, being a bit closer. But
of course,
But how does that feel though? That feeling when you come out though, especially when your last fight, the home crowd all behind you, mate. That must have just been something spectacular.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every time I fight at Wembley and stuff like that, it's an amazing feeling. You come out and hear that crowd. It's superb. It's so nice. It gets you pumped up a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Fighting in Dublin was a massive experience. Really surreal experience fighting in front of the 9,000 plus or whatever it was. But obviously, being the not the hometown guy, it was a lot more boos than cheers for me when I come out that time. So fighting in London is really nice to have all them cheers and stuff. So it's I love it, absolutely love it.
No, it's interesting you say that because I've spoken to quite a few different fighters, and some fighters actually prefer fighting on foreign soil because they feel less pressure because all eyes aren't on them, from all their friends and family.
It does make a difference. I mean, I've fought all over the world. Fought a Jordanian in Jordan and stuff like that. I've fought the Irish in Ireland and stuff like that. So, and it's not. I don't mind being the underdog, and I don't mind fighting on foreign soil. It's okay. You know what I mean? I like to go in and try and spoil the party. But Ireland was something special. Even though I was the foreigner or not the hometown guy, that was something special. That was such a good experience and such a good atmosphere. The fans over there are amazing. So that was really cool.
And those Irish boys, they're loud, aren't they? Those fans.
Yeah, real loud. I'll tell you what. I watched the last card and Queeley Scope, and Queeley's walkout puts a shiver down your spine. You watch that, and that's amazing. To have the fans like that, that is quality. Really,
you're winning,
really
aren't you? You feel like you've won before you got in the cage. Just generally, it doesn't matter what happens.
100%. That gives you an extra boost without a doubt. What an amazing atmosphere and support and stuff that is. So yeah, the Irish are a bit special, but I'm sure the people coming to London will give them a run for their money. So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, and I can't wait I'll be there as well. I can't wait to see it myself, and I'll be great to have a chat with you backstage after the fight again, and be interested to see where we go from there. Because after that night's all the fights are done that evening, it's definitely going to shape up for some potential matchups going forward, like we already spoke about. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, for definite. I mean, I think it's starting to get. I think the pack's starting to thin. Do you know what I mean? You're getting the cream starting to rise to the top, and there's some good potential fights. Obviously, you've got to go and keep winning. I've got to keep winning. It's quite easy in a division like that. It's quite easy to get forgotten about if you lose. So yeah, I've got to go out there, put on a performance, and keep winning, just to make sure that I am right at the top still. So it'll be a good one.
That's it. And without sounding biased as well, I think it's great that because of all Bellator having this European series and putting so many of the British guys and other Europeans on the card, it's really showing there's a lot more talent out there, especially in Europe. And I'm really feeling that. I reckon the British ones are getting watched a lot more nowadays, and especially people I speak to. Everyone used to just talk about Conor McGregor and all this sort of stuff, and now people are talking about like yourself and Terry Brazier and all these names.
Yeah.
So how does it feel? Does it feel like? Sorry, mate. Carry on.
No, I was going to say, I think it has been great for the exposure for all the European guys, and to prove that we are on that level. Do you know what I mean? And we deserve to be there on the big show. It's worked amazing for everyone. Do you know what I mean? It's really, really helped a lot of the European fighters out to actually be able to showcase their skills on a massive show like that. So it's great. I'm just want to push and make sure that I prove that I'm not just a good European level fighter. Do you know what I mean? I want to be a good world level fighter. I want them Bellator to realise and go, okay, yeah, no, he's not just a European series fighter. Let's get him on that world stage. Do you know what I mean? So
that's it.
There's still a little push to go.
But they're bringing their title fights over here now as well. That's the most really important thing.
Yeah. It's like I say, it's really good situation to be in. So.
Yeah, and as I said, the British will hopefully we're taking over, and you've got people like Fabian as well doing very well in his division, things like that. So they are definitely coming through. We've got British champions all over Cage Warriors. So it's going to be great, mate, to see where people like yourself are going to go in this sport, because I reckon in the next few years we're just going to have British champions everywhere. Yeah,
I think so. I think people are starting to prove, like I say, it's given us a platform to get into the big stages, do you know what I mean, and things like that, and prove that we can hang with the world level guys. So that's all it was taking. I think that's all the British was lacking, was a platform for us to to prove it. Do you know what I mean? With the smaller shows
Yeah.
and the British shows around, it doesn't get that TV time, it doesn't get that exposure. And with someone like Bellator coming in, I think it's proving that we have got decent people here. So it's
Yeah,
great.
it's absolute perfect timing as well. With MMA being one of the fastest growing sports in the UK, Bellator have definitely realised that. And bringing a lot of fights and title fights over here as well, and they're selling out their arenas.
Yes, which is a good thing. Yeah, that's the main thing. As long as we're getting more faces watching and people taking note and stuff like that, it's that's what it's all about. Get more people involved in it. It'll be a massive sport for years and years to come.
And I think it's a good move by Bellator, maybe not business-wise, but they're putting fights on Channel 5 and free on an app as well, so anyone in the UK can watch those fights.
That's a good thing. That is a nice thing. Anyone can watch the fights. You know what I mean? The card isn't relying on you've got to pay for Sky Sports. You haven't got to pay for BT Sports. You don't have to. You can watch some of the card. You can watch all of the card depending where it is, either on Channel 5 or on the Bellator app. And it's great for everyone. Do you know what I mean? It gets more eyes on it, gets people being able to watch it, and you're not just sitting there trying to troll through the internet, trying to find results and things like that, and not being able to find them. So
that's
good news.
And also, people say about obviously having to watch on the app. I said to people, how many fights and TV shows or whatever videos do you watch on your phone anyway? So what difference is it downloading an app and just watching the fights like that?
The app's free. It's not like they're charging for it. It's free. So it's like
not adverts popping up every 5 seconds.
Download the app, put it on your iPad, put it on your phone. I mean, the phones these days are big enough to watch anything on anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good. I watch a lot of the fights on the app, and it's quality. Yeah, so it's good quality.
And that's it. It's what it's all about, mate. And that's how they're definitely getting quite big exposure as well. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but you hear a lot of the time Bellator paying very well. UFC level, if not better. Allowing you. And I think the big argument is because you guys are still allowed to use your own sponsors. But I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers,
Yeah, don't put on anyone's toes or anything. But, it's nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sponsors could always be better. That's one of the hardest parts, I think, of this sport is getting some decent sponsors and stuff like that. But with Bellator being on that exposure and people will want to actually invest money into the fighters. So it's all good news.
Yeah, the most important thing is you're in the cage and you're fighting and, you're able to support your families and, you know what I mean? That's the most important thing, man.
Exactly that.
And you're getting up every morning. It's not as if you probably feel like you're going to work, are you? You're just going to do something you love and you're getting paid for it.
Exactly. I mean, I was doing it while I was working jobs and all sorts anyway, so it's not like it's something new. It's just nice to be able to make a living out of it now. It works really well for me. It's nice. I get to drop my son at school in the morning. I get to go and train. I then pick him up from school in the afternoon, and then I can go and train again in the evening. So I'm getting at least 2 sessions in a day and getting to spend a lot of time with my son and stuff like that. So it's all good. It's all good. I can't complain at all.
That's it. So it leaves a lot of time for family life as well. But obviously, when it comes to fight time, you have to just get your head down. You just have to focus and crack on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these last 4 weeks now, well, it's under 4 weeks now, but yeah, these are the tough ones. Start dialing it in, start getting the weight down, and start making sure you're mentally prepared and stuff like that. I mean, it gets a little bit more hectic in your family life, but yeah, that's the way it goes.
No, man, that's it. But it's just great to know that you can finally, you can do what you want to do, what you love to do, and you can hear it in your voice, the passion, and you can see it in your fighting. You don't shy away from fights. You always take the tough fight, and that's something I think people should realise as well. Anyone who knows Charlie knows he's a fantastic fighter anyway. But if anyone just didn't know you and looked at your record, they would obviously see straight away is that you have literally fought some of the most experienced people out there while building your career. Would you agree on that?
100%. I always want the toughest fights. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to get to the end of my career and go, I should have fought that guy. Oh, I wish I'd pushed and taken this fight instead of this one. Do you know what I mean? I want to fight the toughest guys I can, test my skills, win, lose or draw. I go away from it. I try and learn. I try and improve and be better next time and and just be better every time. Do you know what I mean? And by fighting the toughest guys I possibly can is always going to make me improve, give me the biggest improvements. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts behind it. Yes, you look at my record. If people just looked at the record without looking at who I fought or where I fought and stuff like that, then they go, it's an average record. But you look a little bit deeper and you realise how tough some of them fights were. I fought the toughest ones I possibly could, and all. Do you know what I mean? So,
and as you said, people aren't calling you out, are they?
No, it's not. Of course not, because they know. Like I said, I was speaking to someone the other day, and I'm the toughest fight in that division. Do you know what I mean? On the European scene, I'm the toughest fight, and even if people, obviously, you've got to be confident in yourself and believe that you can win these fights. But they look at me and they go, I could beat him, but that's going to be a tough fight. I'm going to have to grind for 3 rounds, and he's going to be trying to beat me up the whole time, and it's going to be a tough fight. Do you know what I mean? So people go, maybe I'll take someone else. But for me, I want to take them tough fights, and we'll go from there. So it's all good.
You didn't take no easy route, not at all. Like you can see, you started off your career in Bama. You're fighting in Cage Warriors not too long afterwards. I don't think there's any regional stuff on there, is there? Really? Do you know what I mean? It's all pretty, like, even UCMMA is one of the biggest, longest running organisations in the UK.
Back then, when I was the champ and stuff, it was quite big back then as well, wasn't it? So there's a couple of little shows when I've had some losses and stuff, and I've had to rethink and go back to the drawing board. Do you know what I mean? I'd started off and taking some silly fights at welterweight and stuff like that. I've had some bad managers that have made some really bad choices and stuff for me. And when I say for me, I mean they didn't even let me know, and they just made decisions. But that's
not fair. No.
That's me being green and not understanding. And like I say, there's some unscrupulous people out there that will just try and take advantage.
But you learn
I've matured. So, and you learn from it. That's it. And I wouldn't be where I am now if I hadn't taken that route. Do you know what I mean? So I'm happy. I'm happy with where I am. A couple of people were talking to me the other day and saying maybe you would be higher up. Maybe I'd be on the main card if I talked more trash. If I tried. But you know what? I'm not that guy. If I started trying to do that now, people would see that it's an act. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel like I've got to where I am from my hard work and from the dedication and stuff that I put in. Do you know what I mean? And just being me. I don't want to sell myself down the river now. I feel like I've got quite a lot of respect in the sport and stuff. Do you know what I mean? I can hold my head up high and say, look, I've put the time in and I've got to where I've got by my ability and my work rate, not by being mouthy, not by an act, not by anything else. It's just by working hard. So I'm happy with that.
And I think that's what a lot of fighters should look at as well, instead of padding their records out and then just getting the couple of paychecks. You're proving that you can stand in there with the best, week in, week out, not just fight a bunch of journeymen and then all of a sudden hit the big times and it's it doesn't work out for you. Yeah. So that obviously. So people should look at that and listen to you and really understand that that's the sort of route to take. Obviously, don't start running in there on your debut against someone who's got 20 fights, But even in your early career, though, you're fighting some people with like nearly 20 fights and you've had like about 6 or 7. But that just shows your character.
And I still look at them and feel like I made some mistakes. There's fights in there that I shouldn't have taken. There's fights I took short notice, weight classes that I shouldn't have fought at, and all sorts. But you
won some of these as well, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I won some. Yeah. But I learned from all of them, and I've progressed and I've improved the whole time. The best thing you can do is learn from other people's mistakes. So if you can look at my career and go, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that," and not do it yourself. Perfect. Learn from other people's mistakes rather than making your own mistakes, and it's even easier, isn't it? But yeah, no, I'm happy. Like I say, I'm happy with where it's going. I'm not finished yet. Like I say, I want to prove that I am on the world stage. I'm the top of the European pack, and I want to be on that world stage. So I've got a little way to go yet.
Well, I wouldn't say so, to be fair. I'd say with the way the British scene's going, and how well progressing our fighters. I look at people like MVP, who's been in it for a while now, and many other stars we've got up there, including yourself, Tim Wilde having the main event, Brazier now fighting Soren back. Yeah. It just shows, like, I reckon, with a win here, maybe one more win after that, you're looking at the world stage. I think so. I think the same goes for Wild, the same goes for Brazier, goes for even Bungard.
Yeah, this is it. The guys, there's a few guys that are right at the top of that pack that, like you say, one more win and it's there. But it still means that you've got to go and get that one more win. You lose one. I mean, I feel bad for Tim because he's had a main event fight against one of the best guys in the world, like you say, almost title contention fight. And now he's fighting me, and all of a sudden he's on a 2-fight losing streak, and he's not at the top of the pack anymore. Where skill-wise and level-wise, he should be at there. He's a quality guy. But when you're fighting these top guys all the time, it's not that unexpected to lose a fight. Do you know what I mean? It's one of these things. So I've just got to make sure that I knuckle down and actually get the win, because you make one mistake against someone like Tim, or if he makes one mistake against me, the fight's over. And all of a sudden you're in Tim's shoes and you're on a 2-fight losing streak. It makes a difference. All of a sudden you're not on the main card, or you're not even being talked about the main card. You're on the prelims again. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to make sure I'm getting these wins. That's the main thing.
That's it, and then it's the beginning of a nice winning streak for you as well, and that's where it all begins. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So you fought with all these organisations all around the world, from the big organisations in the UK to ones outside the UK. So now you've hit the big time Bellator. It's like pretty much the Premier League of the football world, So you're in this is your 4th fight now on Bellator. So do you really feel quite like an established competitor now at Bellator? You're there, you're settled, and that's where you're going to continue your career.
You know what the funny thing is, I feel like I've established myself, but I still feel like I'm fighting for my contract. Do you know what I mean? There's this will be my 4th fight, but my 3rd fight on my contract. I've got 4. I had a 4-fight deal after my first fight at Bellator 200, so I've got this fight and then one more left on my deal. But who knows? Do you know what I mean? I feel like every fight I've got to go out and prove myself, because at the end of the day, you lose 2 and they don't renew your contract. Where do you go from there? I've just been fighting at a Premier organisation, and where do I go? Do I drop back down and try and fight on the small regional circuit again and things like that? So there's a little bit of pressure to keep these wins going and make sure I get try and get a contract renewal and that sort of thing. So I feel like personally I am an established like Bellator fighter, but there's always that sneaking little niggling in the back of your mind that you're fighting for your career. Do you know what I mean? Because I want to finish my career with Bellator. Do you know what I mean? I want to get a contract renewal, fight them fights, push my way to the top, and finish my career with Bellator. So that's my aim.
And then once you're the champion, they won't be able to avoid you anymore. If they want the title, they'll have to fight you.
This is it. Yeah. I push my way to the title, and then no one can dodge me, can they? And we get the fights that we want. But I mean, it would be nice. I'm hoping that I get a couple of wins, and it'll be perfect timing for them to bring out the lightweight Grand Prix thing. And I win that and win $1 million and the belt, and that'd be perfect timing, wouldn't it? So
yeah, $1 million isn't too bad, is it? I guess I'm sure Douglas Lima isn't crying about it.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he's doing all right for himself, isn't he? So and the lightweight one's got to be coming round at some point. I mean, the featherweight one's in the mix at the moment, so it won't be coming up too quick. Obviously, Pitbull's got the lightweight belt as well, so I think they'll have to wait for that to finish. But I think hopefully it'll work just in time for me to beat Wild, win my next fight, and then we'll be ready for the lightweight tournament. And hopefully they put me in that.
Yeah, that'd be quality to be that tournament. What experience that would be as well. It's almost like old school times. The old tournaments.
Yeah. That would be something special. And I think it's nice because if you look at the featherweight one, they're putting some of the European guys in there. You got the Sol Rogers in there, you got Pedro Carvalho in there and stuff like that have been put into the brackets, which is nice. It's not just okay, here's the American guys. It's good that they're putting them in there. Well, don't get me wrong. I think Carvalho and that have obviously proved he deserves to be in there by how many quality wins and stuff that he's done. But it's nice that they are actually recognising that and putting them into the tournament. So yeah, it'd be cool.
It just shows you again how much they're investing and dedicating to the European circuit and putting them in all these tournaments, and they're definitely proving their worth. And you know, it's going to be interesting to see over the next I'm not even going to say 5 years. I'm going to say 2 to 3 years where the UK MMA scene is going to be.
I think that'll be it. I think it will slowly build, and yeah, it'll be massive. So it's really good.
Like fantastic. And I said again, Charlie, I can't wait to see that fight. It's definitely one of the most exciting fights on the card, in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And what I want to do before I let you go, well, first of all, thank you very much yourself, mate. I appreciate you coming on. I know you've got a busy schedule and everything like that. Fights coming up in less than 4 weeks. So before I let you go, just want to let you give the opportunity to give a shout out to anyone, any friends, family, coaches, sponsors, anyone helped to get you where you are today, mate.
You do this every time, and I always forget someone, don't I? I always forget someone. But obviously, all my friends and family that are helping me out and coming to watch and all that sort of thing is always a big thank you to them. Everyone at the gym, Team Crossface, helps me out. There's too many to name.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, if I forget someone, then I get it in the ear when I get there. Sponsors wise, obviously, Sweet Sweat is always helps me out making weight and stuff like that. Whiskey Wolf, I couldn't do it without them. Everyone go and check out Whiskey Wolf. Then I've got Budo Apparel, Capital Home Solutions, DKE Electrical, World of Tattoos, and XL Plumbing. Just trying to think. Oh, and N2 Cryotherapy. That's been a big help as well with recovery and stuff like that. It's a big part of the sport these days. It's got to be your recovery in between sessions. It's all well and good training super hard, but if you're not recovering properly, then you're just burning out. So that's been a big help. And yeah, everyone, whole family, wife, mum, dad, mother-in-law, father-in-law, everyone helps out when I'm getting ready and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't thank you enough. And thanks for having me on.
No, mate, I said we love having you on the show, mate. It's always great to chat to you. Always very positive. You've got a very good attitude towards the sport. You're not coming on here and talking loads of smack, so it's always nice. It's actually interesting, talking to Tim literally 24 hours before speaking to you, and you both got the same sort of attitude towards the fight, both sort of ambition, and it really has been a great match made. And yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to it as much as we are.
I was speaking to one of my training partners, Reese, the other day about people talking smack and stuff like that, and he was like, "Look, I don't need to talk crap to get myself worked up to fight this guy. Do you know what I mean? I'm going in there, whether I like him or not, I'm going in there to smash him as much as I possibly can. I'm going to help him up off the floor afterwards. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter whether he's said horrible things or not. He could be my mate. We can be friendly, or he can talk a load of crap. I'm going to try and beat him up either way. So we might as well just be friends afterwards anyway. So don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? We're going to fight. Yeah, there's no need for this trash talk and all that. So it's all good. It's going to be a good one.
No, it really is. And also, Charlie, give people a shout where they can check you out on social media and follow where all your fights are and things like that.
Yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, it's Leary917, and then I've got an athlete page on Facebook, Charlie Leary, and I think my Twitter is Leary8MMA. I think it is now. I'm so bad with social media and stuff like that. I'm getting old, aren't I? So I'm terrible with things. But yeah, give us a follow, and I'll try and get back to everyone and go from there.
No, that's it. I'm sure just type in Charlie Leary, it'll all pop up anywhere on all the social networks. And again, this fight on the 23rd, it might be on the Bellator app, but the way it's looking, it potentially could be boosted up to the main card, which it really should be. So just keep an eye out for any changes as well. You definitely don't want to miss this one.
That's it. Top man.
And thanks again, Charlie, mate. I really appreciate it, and I'll look forward to catching up with you at the event, mate.
100%. Top man. Thank you very much for your time, man.
Cheers, mate. Always appreciate it. If you've liked this podcast, be sure to subscribe on iTunes. We're live every Sunday at 8:30pm talking MMA. Go to facebook.com/martial arts chat, give us a like there, and follow us on Twitter @martial arts chat.